Brahma Gururvishnu Gururdevo Maheshwaraha Guru Sakshat Param Brahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Once I was taking this tablet before starting my lecture. After the lecture was over, one person came and asked this question. Swamiji, what did you take before you started your lecture? I said, that is the tablet of wisdom. So after take the wisdom tablet, then only I can talk. Before that, I am a fool. And after that, I make others fool. See, the first chapter of Gita tells us the working of human mind and how we are responsible for all the mess of our life. There is none to be blamed. And once we understand the working of the human mind, then we will be able to sort out all the problems. What happens normally, because there are thoughts in the mind, that does not mean we are thinkers. And every thought that erupts in our mind is taken to be the wisdom, the right thing. And as a result, we become victim of our own thinking and we insist that the decision that we have come to is the right decision. And this is how the story of our tragic existence begins. And therefore, to understand this, we are taking the help of the first chapter. We have seen yesterday, Bhagwan Sri Krishna was ordered by Arjuna. And who is Arjuna? A goody-goody person. A goody-goody person is he who has got very high esteem about himself and no esteem about others. And therefore, once we start taking this, we have started taking things for granted and we imagine now whatever is to be done is done. In scriptural language, this is called as Tushni Bhava. Tushni Bhava means a state of stagnation. When we become stagnated in our process of thinking, when we become stagnated in our vision, we cannot progress, we cannot have ambition, we cannot achieve something great in our life. How this happens? Like many a times when the seekers go to Satsang, I'll give example from Satsang because that is my field. And after they go for some time, few years and all that, the initial enthusiasm is like the spiritual dysentery. Anywhere Satsang, go and like that when you have got dysentery, you don't go slowly. Anywhere Satsang, you are going there. After some time, when you have listened Satsang for sufficient time, then the stagnation begins. I have heard so many Mahatmas. Same thing they did. Because nobody could change me. And the moment the stagnation comes in our life, the possibility of further progress and growth is arrested. The same thing happens in our material life. There are two things. One is contentment and second is stagnation. In contentment, you have rejected the possibility of growth, but in stagnation, you have arrested the possibility of growth. In rejection, you are the master, and in arresting, you are the slave. Therefore, this goody-goody kind of personality that Arjuna was, he tells the Lord, take the chariot between the two armies, let me see who dare fights with me. Because these wicked children of Dhritarashtra, they need to be taught a lesson. The moment we start condemning anybody, we have started going down in our life. Two qualities are brought out in this particular episode. First, whenever we are perpetually successful in our life, we develop a tendency of taking things for granted and the arrogance of success. One point. And second point, whenever we function in any field, and if there is vengeance and an attitude of revenge which is supporting your action, these two things are the causes of our subsequent calamity in life. When these two things were brought out in the character of Arjuna, Bhagwan did not like this. See, these are the two most negative things in human mind. Most negative. Taking things for granted, and second, functioning under the influence of vengeance and revenge. When these two things are there, they are very powerful, but they are negatively powerful forces in the human mind. And such a person may function in the world extremely well, and yet within he is a totally collapsed personality. Such people become a liability for the society, and out of such people are born the terrorists, etc. Therefore, when these two things came, Bhagwan said to Arjuna, okay, do you want to see with whom you have to fight? Come on. It is your own grandfather and it is your own teacher. Now just see the situation where Arjuna was. And the moment we assess the situation of Arjuna in his life and then compare our situation in life. Our situation is, I wanted to appear for the 10th examination, but I didn't prepare, so I thought why not drop out. But the parents said, don't drop out, you study. And then I studied and I think I should not hang up. Suppose you fail. One day one girl came to me. Swamiji, you will not like me. I said, I don't like anybody. You are not a specimen. I said. Thing is, I failed in 10th standard. What I should do? I said, first remember, you have not come to the conclusion of your life. There are many opportunities in life. Suppose you fail, so what? Then I told her, I also failed, therefore I became Babaji. So, don't take an isolated single event of your life as the end of life. Those people who are not able to keep their cool and keep their balance, they take such hasty decisions and thereafter they suffer throughout their life for this hasty decision. Therefore, when this situation came, most tragic situation for Arjuna. Now such a chaotic situation could be sorted out when you listen to Bhagavad Gita. Our life's problems are just bubbles. Once you develop that inner strength, once you develop that ability to assess, evaluate, interact and come out of the situation, then alone Bhagavad Gita has become one with you. Otherwise it becomes only a load of knowledge, like a donkey carrying the load of scriptures and only waiting to throw them so that he can eat the newspaper. You know, the other day in Delhi, these things can happen only in Delhi. I was going and there was some foreigner with me, one lady from, I think, US or UK somewhere. So we are going in the same car. And I told you last time, in India, democracy is not limited to human beings. It is including the animals also. And the beauty is, if a human being is driving a car on the road, you require a license. But when an animal walks on the highway, animal doesn't require any license. So, like that, some cows were there and we had to negotiate. And they are so comfortable at home with the traffic. They don't like to go and stay in their own place. They come there and stay. One cow was eating newspaper. So this is the great sight for a foreigner. Because they had never seen cows also. In other countries, they don't allow the cows to mix with the human beings. They are either meant for slaughter or for milking somewhere far away. So, he says, Swamiji, look. I said, what is there to look? That cow is eating a newspaper. I said, you know, in India, cows are more educated than you Westerners. So, the situation that we have in our life can be sorted out if you train yourself in the art of proper thinking and application of that knowledge in your life. So, when Arjun thus saw Kashuran Surudaschaiva Senayor Ubhayorapi Tan Samikshasa Konteya Sarvan Bandhu Navastitan Krupaya Paraya Vishtaha Vishidan Nidam Abravi. So when Arjun saw that he has to now fight out, not with the enemies, but the nears and dears. Friends, when nears and dears become your enemy, it is the worst situation in life. Like in all youngsters have this problem. For all the youngsters, enemy number one is mom and dad. And if that youngster is little unfortunate, then the grandfather and grandmother. They are always surprised why the parents are there in the first place. Can't there be a technique, the clone technique? How lucky will be that child who is brought out of the clone technology? No problem of mom and dad all the time. And when you have to fight out your situation with the mom and dad, we become so miserable because we ourselves are in a chaotic situation and we are unable to come out of it. So when this situation comes, Arjuna's description is Krupaya Paraya Vishtaha Vishidan Idam Abravi. He was overpowered by self-pity. Krupaya Paraya Vishtaha. Friends, there are few stages of our interaction with the world. The first stage is we revolt out of anger. Second stage is we accept out of joy as the things come. Now in the first thing, when you revolt, you come out of the situation. Bad or good, right or wrong, doesn't matter. At least you have saved yourself. The question is, how long and with what you will go on revolting in your life? Can you go on revolting throughout life? No. Now second alternative, that when the situations come in our life, we accept the situation cheerfully and try to negotiate through the disturbed waters of our existence. The second possibility. Now the third possibility, which all of us follow. What is that possibility? Accept on the face value and revolt from within. When we accept on the face value and revolt from within, the ultimate is we start having self-pity. Friends, self-pity is more detrimental than killing others. If you kill others, I don't suggest you to do that. Just comparing. Otherwise, many times when examples are given, those who are not able to understand, they mistake. Like in one place, Bhagavan says in the 18th chapter, we'll see in due time. Yasya naham krito bhavaha buddhir yasya na lipyate hatvati sa iman lokan na hanti na nibadyate. He who doesn't have the sense of doership and he who doesn't get influenced by the results of the action, even if he kills the whole world, he doesn't incur sin. Now this doesn't mean this is a license to kill the whole world. So here also, if we have the self-pity, it is the worst crime that we inflict against ourselves. So if you kill others, there is a possibility of prayaschitta. You can change yourself. But once you have started feeling self-pity, you are in the wrong direction. And such a self-pitiful person is ultimately ending himself into depression, frustration, sympathy from the world, insistence of his foolishness, and wants the whole world to support his idiot idea. The whole thing begins from the self-pity. The moment we have self-pity, we have disregarded the divine presence in our heart. It is something like this. You are a son of a very rich man, and that man is very disciplinarian, strict. You don't get the kind of money that you expected because your father is with some principles in life. And therefore you start feeling frustrated, but you don't have the guts to leave the house and start your own work. And what you do is start feeling frustrated, depressed, dejected, self-pity. And when this person starts just living like this, do you think the father will be happy? No. Therefore, whenever we have self-pity and the subsequent consequences of the self-pity as depression, frustration, etc., the Lord within our heart is hurt. We have no business to hurt the Lord or the elder. And therefore, we should never take to self-pity in life. Never. This is the worst crime. But when this happens, then what happens? Arjuna's story continues. Krupaya paraya vishtaha vishidan idam abravit. Vishidan, he is now dejected, despondent and self-destroyed. He starts. He says to the Lord, Društvevam svajanam Krishna yuyutsum samupastitam Sidanti mama gatrani mukham cha parishishyati vepatushcha sharire me roma harshascha jayate gandivam sramsate hastat tvakchaiva paridayyate nacha shaknyamya vastatum brahmativa cha me manaha nimittani cha pashyami viparitani keshava nacha shreyo nupashyami hatva swajanam ahave. Now, Arjuna's totally broken down self-pitiful description in his own words. And this is such a terrible thing. The other day, somebody came to meet me and Swamiji, I want to talk to you personally. I said, I have nothing to talk in my life, so I don't talk to me personally. No, not about your person, about me. What is that? And the problem was, Swamiji, I feel I have wasted my life. I said, don't feel that. You have already wasted. Don't have to feel about it. You are already wasted. You are so straight away hitting on my face. I said, you brought out the truth and I have seconded that. I have not done anything. Know what I should do? The first thing, don't have self-pity. First principle, if you want to attain material prosperity or spiritual evolution, first thing, no self-pity. With this self-pity, when we want to walk the spiritual path, what we do? We go to the Lord. Oh Lord, papoham papa karma. I am so bad. I am good for nothing. Why self-pity? It is true we should not have arrogance. But at the same time, we should not have self-pity. And when this self-pity virus catches us, what happens? He says, Hey Krishna, imam swajanam drushtva juyutsum samupastitam. Hey Krishna, when I have seen swajanam, our own nears and dears have come together to fight the war. Yes, he has seen. So what happened? Now he describes himself. He says, Sidanti mama gatrani. My limbs are now hanging. They have no strength. Sidanti mama gatrani. Mukham cha parishishyati. The mouth is totally dehydrated. Further, Vepatushya sharire me. And my whole body is now trembling. Roma harshasya jayate. And there is horripilation. I am so frightened, confused, depressed. Further, Gandivam sarvasate hastat. Like Bhagwan Krishna is always with reference to the flute and the morapanka or the peacock feather. In the same manner, Arjun was always with his Gandiva Dhanushya. One of the, trademark of Arjuna. So that Gandiva Dhanushya which is in my hand, Sramsate, it is slipping away from my hand because now I don't have courage and strength to hold on to that. Further, Tvak chaiva paridayyate. Tvak means the skin, Tvacha. From Tvak it becomes Tvacha. So the skin is now burning, paridayyate, from all over. And nacha shaknomyavasthatum. And I am now unable to even stand. And further, Brahmativacha me manaha. Now my mind is going in circles and circles. I don't know, any time I may fall down. Further, nimittani cha pashyami viparitani Keshava. Hey Keshava, I am seeing everything in this world against me. See how the mind starts reacting the wrong way. And nacha shreyo nu pashyami hatva sajnahave. And I don't think anything is being achieved if we fight this war and killing our nears and dears. Now see the chaotic condition of Arjun, who has come on the battlefield with the arrogance. Who dares fight with me? And with the vengeance, I will teach a lesson to these people. But when the facts were presented, it is like what? A student studies very well. Before the examination knows everything. And goes in the examination. And comes out of the examination crying. What happened? I don't know what happened. Why questions were difficult? No, it was not difficult. I know all the answers. But my knowledge about the questions and the answer was available to me before the examination and after the examination. During the examination, there was a blackout. Who will listen to you? The examiner who is evaluating your papers, he will not say, okay, before examination, after examination, you know, you are passed. I don't know, that may be the technique now available. Mera Bharat Mahan, everything is possible. So, in the same manner, this Arjuna came with such a vengeance and arrogance, with the determination to fight. But the inner strength totally gone. The moment he has seen, now he has to work out, not with the enemies, but with your own nears and dears. And as a result, such a strong person, always successful, started weeping like a girl. One day, I made this mistake. Started weeping like a girl. This happened in one of the IITs. So, after the lecture was over, one girl got up. Swamiji, I have objection. about one statement you made in your lecture. What is that? You said he was weeping like a girl. What do you mean? Girls weep or what? I said, no, I am sorry. What I meant, it was a slip of tongue. What I meant, he was weeping like a man because of a girl. There is it. So, you can imagine the situation. A warrior, you has come on the battlefield, started crying, and the whole body is trembling, and his bow and everything is falling down, and he is not able to even have the wetness in the mouth. Such a terrible, chaotic breakdown. Friends, our condition in any situation in life cannot be like this. Our problems are whether I should go for what is that? Arrestadium? Something cinema का नाम है विष्णु जी. Whether we should go for that movie or we should go for K3G is the problem. I am not able to decide whether to go for this movie, that movie. Third class people have third class problems. Our problems also don't have any quality. See? Therefore, in such a terrible situation in the life of Arjuna, he is worked out. So don't think. One person asked me, Swamiji, you always talk about Gita, kindly tell me. Today in the modern world, we believe in up-to-date in all the information. In the afternoon, the morning paper is old. In the evening, the midday is old. And your Bhagavad Gita is more than 5,602 years old. How it is still valid? Because we believe in the modern age. I said, look here. During that time of Mahabharata, Arjuna was seeing with the eyes. And now in the modern India, we see with the ears. What is the difference? That time he was eating with the mouth. We make a hole up there and directly put with the funnel. Think. During that time there was love, hatred, understanding, misunderstanding, ability, success, failure. Today something different. Think. Human mind, human problems have not changed. And therefore this knowledge is eternal. It is not addressed to a person in a situation at a particular time. This is the knowledge for every situation, for every person, every moment of your life. Therefore don't think that this is the outdated knowledge. This is the knowledge which is all the time available. On the contrary, when you take the authority of the scriptural wisdom, the ancient it is, the authentic it is. In the material sciences, the authenticity of any knowledge is dependent on how recent it is. Because in the material sciences, everything is constantly changing. But this philosophy of human existence is eternal. It has never changed. The same problem. And therefore, it is very, very essential first to accept in our heart that all the problems in our life are created because of our own vision. When your vision is wrong, your perception becomes wrong. When your perception becomes wrong, your understanding becomes wrong. When your understanding is wrong, your interaction is wrong. When your interaction is wrong, your experiences are wrong. When your experiences are wrong, your life is wrong. So important. So if we want to correct our life, how should we go? Go back in the same sequence. So, if we want to change our lives, so change your experiences. If you want to change experience, change your interaction with the world. If you want to change the interaction with the world, change your perception. And if you want to change your perception, change your vision. And if you want to change your vision, study Bhagavad Gita. Very important. It is a very simple thing, not something great that I told you. There is a woman. Now, she is seen by the husband. Now, the same woman is seen by her father-in-law. Third person. The same woman is seen by her own son. And fourth person. The same woman is seen by her own brother. Now, these four people have different visions. Husband has a vision of bhog. Think that father-in-law has a different vision. The son looks at the same woman with a different vision. And as a result of this different vision, their interaction with that woman are different. Woman remains the same. What is changing is from the point of our vision. And therefore, if we really want to achieve something in life, what is important is we have to rectify our vision. The other day, I was with somebody. I don't know what mood I was. That person came. He said, Swamiji, I want to ask you a personal question about you. I said, you may ask. I don't know what I will reply. Because I reply every time a new reply. And the truth you have to find out. He said, no, I want to know because sometimes you have spoken the vocabulary of all these computer sciences. Sometimes you talk about the words in the physics. Sometimes you talk in the medical term. I am doubtful. Are you a medical graduate, medical doctor? I said, yes, I am eye doctor. I as well thought. I said, look here, but my eyes spelling is different. It is not the E-Y-E. It is the capital I, comma, the small I. That is the speciality that I have. Now both these doctors have got the same disease to be tackled. The medical doctors have to tackle the myopia, and we also tackle the myopia. जिसने माया को पी लिया है, उसको ठीक करना है. Same thing. And what both the doctors do? They only help us in focusing our eyes in such a manner that what is available is perceived perfectly. The doctors do not grant us vision. Vision is a natural phenomenon. Then what the doctors do? Our eye muscles are no more able to function after some time. So the word they use is accommodation or focal length adjustment. So they are not able to adjust the focal length. Then what is to be done? Take some external help. So how we take? First of all, when we start not having proper vision, we start a funny expression. Suppose something has to be read, we keep like this. Uncle, what is this funny style of reading? No, it's not funny style. When I keep it like this, I can't read anything. But when it goes there, I can read properly. Vision is there. Now, why can't you read from here? Because now eyes, muscles have failed to adjust the focal length of your lens. Then we put the glasses. The moment we put the glasses, we adjust the focal length in spite of our eye muscles weakness. The same thing is attained when you study Bhagavad Gita. You learn in every situation how to adjust the focal length and see perfectly. The moment your perception is perfect, everything will change around you. And this is what is most essential in life. So when this kind of wrong vision, wrong perception took place, he has declared, Nacha shreyo nupashyami hatva swajanam ahave. I don't see any good by killing our nears and dears in this battlefield. Means what? I see all the good if I have to kill other people. Friends, this is the basic human problem ever present. Wherever there is mine versus not mine, the clear separation is created. And thereafter, all the problems that are seen throughout the world. There is one word in Sanskrit called as paropakar, helping others. You can never help others. The moment you see that person is your own. Suppose, see, I saw, one of my bhai. What bhai? No, actually I am a Gujarati. He was Gujarati. He was in trouble, so why not help him? So I have seen something common. So the moment we discover oneness, then alone help comes naturally. Therefore, if we really want to help this world, what is required is we have to change our vision and perception and see that everybody, everything is my own expression. Otherwise, we have double standard. How can I kill my own people? If I have to kill others, there is no harm. See what is going on in Gujarat. When I kill people belonging to my community, then it is a sin. When I kill the people belonging to another community, it is called as patriotism. It is called as dedication to your own religion. This is how this has always been. So, nacha shreyo nupashyami hatva swajanamahave. And the moment he has thus started coming under the influence of this negative thinking, friends, perception will give us either the positive approach in life or the negative approach in life. Like, there was once on the TV I was seeing some kind of sports going on. And there was one old lady, I took her hand in my hand, I said, Amma, let us watch TV. She said, Swamiji, I have watched, but there also I have got some questions. And what questions? Okay, when it will come, I will tell you. And then there was one race, but it is hurdle race. So, those boys or the girls, when they run, they have to jump, and again run, again jump, and somebody falls, something happens. So she says, Swamiji, this is what I don't like. Why don't they remove all the hurdles? Let the girls run comfortably. I said, Amma, we'll do next time then. Now see, those hurdles are taken by those running people not as an obstacle, but as a challenge. See, very important. When the situation comes in our life, do we take the situation as a hurdle, as an obstacle, and become depressed, dejected? Or we take that situation and take it as a challenge and prove yourself. The moment you change your attitude in life, whether you are having a negative attitude or a positive attitude, with positive attitude, success is guaranteed. With negative attitude, failure is guaranteed. Both the places guarantee is there. Now you decide. If you want to succeed in life, you have to have the positive attitude. And when the positive attitude disappears from our psyche, then we start becoming like Arjuna crying on the battlefield. Can such a person achieve anything in life? There was a doctor, surgeon, and he must have operated thousands of patients removing the appendix. Put the finger, remove it and throw it. so expert. And when his own son's operation was to be done, and then he started trembling. Although there is never a failure so far in my hand, yet there is always a possibility. And if something goes wrong, the only son that I have with great difficulty, hum do hamara adha adha. Now if this fellow will also go, what will happen to me? And as a result, that surgeon has gone in the operation theatre, near the operation table, and then his hand started trembling. How can I operate on my own son? See? Otherwise, he is opening an abdomen. But when it comes to his own son, abdomen disappears and the son appears. And the result is the self-confidence, the ability to perform the best is totally erased. Think, friends. Therefore, nothing in this world deserves that you lose in this world. No. So when this happens, he started thinking negatively. And what is the negative thinking first? Na kangshe vijayam Krishna, na cha rajyam sukhani cha, kim no rajyena govinda, kim bhogair jivitena va, ye shamarthe kangsitam naha, rajyam bhoga sukhani cha, sa ime vastita yuddhe, prana syaktva dhanani cha, acharya pitara putraha, tathaiva cha pitamaha, matula shvashura pautra, Shala Sambandhinastata. Now he started the negativity in a glorified manner. Friends, frustration nationalized is called as philosophy. I don't know what is going to happen to this country. Nothing has happened till now. Nothing will happen till now. Because the moment we are unable to accept the facts of life, we start reacting in a negative manner. Like I told you the other day, I read that article so beautiful, that our Dr. Kalam's article. He said if somebody is responsible for the chaotic situation in our country, in addition to the politician, the next in order of demerit is our media. You will see the newspaper. They will not give some good research finding. They will not give some important landmark in our progress. Suppose the missile is correctly fired, successfully fired. That comes as a small box. And somewhere somebody has stabbed, killed somebody, and then this community, that community, the scheduled caste, scheduled tribe, minority, majority, it becomes a headline. So to what we are giving importance? We have as a nation become negative in our perception, negative in our thinking, and therefore we can never progress. Why call ourselves as underdeveloped nation? Who told us? Nobody has given us a certificate. When we ourselves start calling that we are good for nothing, it is totally wrong. If you take on the total international scene, Indians have done most wonderful, better than anybody in the world. You go to US, the top rich people in that country, they are of our Indian origin. Anywhere you go, whether it is a technical, professional, trade or business or industry, everywhere. So why we have that kind of feeling? By the grace of our media. Only unwanted, unimportant things are broadcasted with big captions. And the result is the whole human psyche of our country is getting totally destroyed. Instead of telling the same mess that is happening in the parliament, why not tell something creative? Therefore, this negative tendency, the negative thinking is the cause of our self-destruction. And as a result, he says, Na kangshe vijayam Krishna, na cha rajyam sukhani cha. Hey Krishna, I don't desire to have victory. I don't want this kingdom. I don't want all these comforts of the royal existence. Where was your wisdom before the war? See, this is something like Majburi ka naam Mahatma Gandhi. One person, poor up to the bone marrow. Therefore, naturally, hardly any clothes to put on, no slipper, because no proper food, his stomach has already touched the spinal cord. And all the ribs you can count. You don't have to go to a skeleton to study the skeletal system. You can see. All the nerves, their running course can be seen very comfortably. And that fellow says, I am the follower of Mahatma Gandhi. Look here. Let us not have that negative kind of thinking. So, when he was facing the challenge of his life, he has suddenly changed his total life attitude and plan. He said, I don't want any kingdom. I don't want victory. I don't want any comfort. Why? Kim no rajyena govinda, kim bhogair jivitena va. What is there in the comforts? What is there in having more enjoyments? You know, it is what, like what? There was a agarbatti brand, useless fellow. And other side, one strong, huge, hefty fellow came. And something happened. Now that huge, hefty fellow gave what to this agarbatti? Agarbatti went in 360 degree for 360 times. And after that, I forgive you. What else can you do? See? Forgiveness sounds sweet in the mouth of a person with strength, not in the mouth of a coward. See? So here now he started telling, Kim no rajyena govinda, kim bhogair jivitena va. What is there in the kingdom? So many people have come, they have kingdom, they have come and died and gone. So what if I unnecessarily bother? It is better that we beg. Friends, please remember, your words will carry meaning if you have two things. One is economic superiority and inner strength. Not otherwise. Sarve guna kanchanam ashrayanti. A rich man is an abode of all the virtues. Because virtues are contained in Lakshmi Mata. So, a poor man's philosophy will never help. Therefore, it is very essential for all of us that economically, in our material world, we have to prove our mettle and then talk the language of dispassion. When you are suffering from diabetes, and then you say, I have given up sugar. You have not given up sugar. Sugar has given you up. Think. That courage to accept and reject must be our own freedom. So, yesham arthe kangshitam no rajyam bhoga sukhani cha. And look here, Bhagavan Krishna, for whom we want this kingdom? For our own people. And for whom we want the kingdom, they themselves are on the battlefield. So after we have killed them, what is the use of that kingdom? Like many people have this problem. I always remember this situation because it is so sweet. Somebody's house I was there and all the time talking about their own son who has gone to UK for higher studies. Swamiji, our Ashok is like, he is so nice, he doesn't look here, he doesn't look there. He goes in the straight line of a nose. I said, is he a bull or what? You know, when the bulls see the red color, they go woo like that. And after some time, 2-3 days, his phone comes. We are coming. I went and we are coming. So how come singular went and plural is coming? And then all the tragedy started. Swamiji, for whom we have collected all this? Yesham arthe kangshitam no. For whom we have collected this whole property, everything. Now he doesn't want to come back to India. Swamiji, tell what shall I do? I said, Amma, I am calling you Amma, Amma 100 times. Just to relieve you of that problem, give it everything to me and relax. No, you are not my son. My son is that one who has rejected me, and who is accepting you as mother in the real spirit of the world. To him you reject. Think. Therefore, this kind of philosophy, we don't want anything. We are self-content. It is not self-contentment. If you are self-contentment, you will never think and fight for money in your life. I'll tell you another example. I was in States, and there was one temple, and the Pandit used to come to me. We used to spend time, because he didn't have any company, and I am a fit company for every problematic person. So he used to come. After we became a little close, so one of the trustees of that temple, he came and spoke to me. Swamiji, we are observing that our pujari is very much fond of you. So probably he will listen to you. We want to convey one message to him. I say, use me for anything. This is what people do. When we use the God, what about the Mahatma? What is that? Swamiji, please tell him he is too greedy. We pay him $500 per month. His whole generation must not have seen that money. And still he wants more. Then I said, look here, you told me, now you listen. Have you come to USA for charity? You have come here to earn dollars. You are greedy in your mind. But when that poor pujari is asking, and he is not purchasing milk and butter and bread in rupees, here he has to pay in the same dollar. And you call him greedy? Think. We have double standards to assess ourselves and assess others. The moment you come out of this dual personality, your vision will change, friends, and there your life will become smooth. So here, because of this negative thinking, he started that Yeshamarte kangshitam no rajyam bhoga sukhanicha te ime avasthita jute prana sektva dhananicha. So all those people, who are those? Acharya pitara putraha tathaiva pitamaha. All the teachers, the sons, the grandsons, the grandfathers, all matula, shashura, pautra, shala sambandhanistata, all the mamas, bhanjas and the brother-in-laws and everything, all have come together on this battlefield to kill each other. And for whom this kingdom? For them only. And therefore, I have come to a conclusion. What is the conclusion? Etanna hantumichhami gnatopi madhusudana api trailokya rajyasya eto kimnu mahi krute. Hey Madhusudana, one of the names of Bhagavan Sri Krishna, Madhu was one of the demons who was killed by the Lord. Therefore he was called as Madhusudana. Madhu means raga, attachment. And his twin was the Dvesha, the Madhu Kaitava. These were the two mythological characters who were killed by the Lord. So, he who has risen above the demons of likes and dislikes, hey Madhusudana. Because he is on the battlefield, uses similar kind of language. Hey Madhusudana, etan na hantumichhami. I don't desire to kill these people. Now be very attentive. He has taken this decision under the influence of depression, negative thinking and lack of confidence. Decision you may take. But the one who is taking the decision, what is the quality of that mind? And therefore, if we want to take the decision, the faculty where the decision takes place, that faculty has to be healthy. An unhealthy mind cannot take the right decisions in life. And friends, yesterday as I told you, if you want to be successful in life, teach yourself how to take decisions in life. Thereafter, be responsible for your decision and don't blame anybody in this world. Our Indian people are expert in that. Swamiji, I never wanted to get married. My mother is telling marry, what I should do. I said, you tell her to get married. Why you don't get married? No, but she will feel bad. I said, don't fool yourself. You want to get married, bring that poor mother in between. Get married and suffer joyfully. Don't blame anybody. So here, Arjun is in the chaotic situation and under the influence of delusion and confusion, he decides, Etana hantamichhami. Now to substantiate his statement, he says, Gnatopi Madhusudana, even if they come and kill me, I don't want to kill them. I remember one long time back, one book I read, published in 1934. I don't know where is that now, somewhere I read. And in that book something was said when Mahatma Gandhi was there. So that time that book was criticized, not appreciated. But today if you see what was said in that book, that time is 100% happening. There, that writer, I don't remember the name, he said, Mahatma Gandhi has started this funny thing called a Satyagraha. And he thinks he's making something great. But after we get independence, the Satyagraha strike will be the only thing that will destroy the Indian society. So that time Mahatma Gandhi was on the top. So anybody speaking against him was wrong. Now see today what is happening. Government has no freedom to make the rules. The government will say, put on the helmets on your head when you drive the motorcycle. No, we do not want. Why should we? Head is ours, we will break our head. Is this the way? You go to Singapore. Their rules are made. You have to execute them. If you don't, whips. That is the country where the punishment is in terms of whips. Not that you pay 200 to go, if you have made a mistake, pay 200 plus have 20 whips. Tada! You go, paise dene mein koi problem nahi. When you get the whips, how the people will not behave properly? Because of this funny idea, we have freedom. What freedom? Freedom to destroy ourselves? No. Any freedom which is not guarded is a licentiousness. Therefore, friends, this kind of decision which Arjuna has arrived at, Etan antubichami gnatopi madhusudana, although I may be killed by them, this kind of negative acceptance of the situation does not suit a worthy person. If you really want to achieve something great in life, don't talk the language of, there is one Marathi song. I never liked that song. And it is very popular. Jinku atva maru. Why die? Jinku ani jinku. Why die? Don't bring that negative force in your mind. If we start with that negative thinking, you can never succeed in life. Therefore, Gnatopi Madhusudana, even if they come and kill me, I will stand, let them kill me. No, that is wrong. If you want to prove your mettle, today look what Israel has done. They have the guts. And we have got indigestion. If we really want to achieve something, this negative thinking has to disappear from our Indian psyche. Otherwise, we go on imagining today the condition is very bad. In Assam probably, there was some question answer session. Lots of youth were there. And one question was asked. Swamiji, how to tackle the problem of unemployment among the youth? So I started. Look here. Youth is not unemployed. They are unemployable. How can you say somebody should give you a job or what? You find out your job. And for us, what is employment? Go and stick like a postage stamp to a chair in a government office. Thereafter, unless Bhagwan Yamaraj comes or the opportunity of the VRS comes, we don't live. And then this is what we call as employment potential in our country. And because of this wrong philosophy, all our PSU units, public undertaking, that job which can be done by one man, 20 people are employed for generating employment? No. That is the wrong approach in life. Now what these 20 people will give for that one job? If one person is doing, the other 19, do you think they will allow him to work? I'll give a very typical example of this wrong understanding. This happened in one of the steel plants in Bihar. Bihar, anything can happen. No, Bihar, everything happens, let's say this way. So, there, a very big government hospital of that particular public undertaking, and not a single class 4 employee will work. Strike and all kinds of things. They will come, they will not take the jhadu in the hand. And as a result, they have to give a contract to somebody for cleaning the whole hospital. And when the contract was given, who were working? The same employee. Working as the contract laborers of that contractor and going on. Can imagine what for we are taking money. The reason is we have not become aware either as individual or as families or as a society or as a nation. And therefore this condition. Therefore, etanna hantu vichchami gnatopi madhusudana, let us not have this negative kind of thinking. If we don't deserve, don't accept. But we deserve all facilities. We deserve all concessions. Like, some people, grahasthas, they have this funny thing. Swamiji, you are a Babaji, it doesn't matter for you. But for we grahasthas, to walk the spiritual path is very difficult. So what do you mean by that? If it is very difficult, you should put forward more effort, or if it is very difficult for the grahasthas, therefore there should be reservation for realization. Grahasthas, 95% seats reserved for the grahasthas. Let us not have that negative philosophy. Till this philosophy is persisting in our country, we cannot progress. Otherwise, as regards the raw material is concerned, there is none second to us. Therefore, api trailokya rajyasya heto kimnu mahi krute. And further, whenever we practice hypocritic dispassion, in that we talk the language of disproportionate expression. Api trailokya rajyasya. Even if I am to get the kingdom of all the 3 worlds, even then I don't want to fight the war. Kimnu heto mahi krute. What to talk of this little country? Think. And when this kind of negative thinking has prompted Arjuna to take the decision, what will happen? Now here is another very important landmark. And this has to be clearly understood, then all your mental obsession and the knots will be undone. See what happens. Suppose I have committed a murder. This is just an example. Otherwise it is recorded, and it is a recorded proof that you have confessed before the whole world. Suppose I have committed a murder. I can't kill even a mosquito. What to kill a man? And then, naturally, when I am caught, what will I do? I will say, yes, I killed, but I am so sorry. Now don't kill, no me. Then immediately I will hire a lawyer. Now what the lawyer will do? Will the lawyer try to protect me or hang me? The lawyer is hired to protect me, not to hang me. Now how the lawyer will start working? You start working. First statement, my client is innocent. The lawyer has already taken a decision. And on that decision, now he will build his line of argument, is it not? Whenever we take a decision, and thereafter if we think, our thinking is always in support of our own decision. So, the fools first take the decision and then start thinking. The wise first think and then take the decision. Now here Arjuna, under the influence of this despondency and depression, has taken decision. Etan hantum ichchami. I don't desire to kill these people. Once you have taken a decision, you will always support your own decision. And to support our own decision, what is the best method? Devil quoting the scriptures. Hereafter, Arjuna starts quoting the scripture left and right, as if Bhagavan Krishna doesn't know what is dharma, what is adharma. This is one very important thing for all the seekers of truth to understand. When we go to the teacher or the Mahatmas, we should never talk the language of wisdom. Submit yourself, ask your question, otherwise keep your mouth shut. Many times it happens. We go to Mahatmas and then we start teaching the Mahatmas. And when such a condition comes, what happens? Mahatmas keep quiet. There is one event I'll tell you in the life of our Udiya Babaji, our Swami Akhandananda's Guru. One erudite Pandit scholar from Varanasi went to Vrindavan. And then he wanted to ask something to Baba. And he went and he started talking. After 1.5 hours, he said, Baba, I have come to ask you something. But actually now I didn't realize the time is already over and I had to go something. But please tell me. Now what you can tell to a man who is talking wisdom? Those who talk wisdom are otherwise. Those who live wisdom, they are wise. So Arjuna started talking wisdom to Bhagavan Sri Krishna. And for what? To promote his own decision. You will see every coward takes a decision but wants a support from outside. If he has taken a decision, he doesn't have to ask anything to Bhagavan Krishna. He is the commander of that chariot. He can simply tell the driver, you take the chariot back. I don't want to fight the war. That's it. But he was not that confident. Every coward wants a vote. Because independently they are not confident what they are doing is right or wrong. And in democracy, the number proves the truth. And the truth is, numbers cannot prove the truth. So here Arjuna has started telling a line of argument by which he can justify that what is my decision is right. Now see the fallacy in his expression. When he says, Nacha shaknomyavasthatum bhavati mache me manaha, I am unable to stand even properly and my mind is going in round and round and round. How can you take a decision under this condition? You cannot take a decision because you yourself have confessed that my mind is not functioning properly. So if you cannot think properly, stop. Don't take a decision. This is one of the most important things for the student. When you are studying, if you are not grasping the thing, don't unnecessarily struggle, stop there. Watch some 5-10 minutes TV or take little break, go for a walk or sleep for 15-20 minutes, become fresh and then start. Instead of again and again, whom you are deceiving? Always remember, unless your mind is at peace, unless your mind is balanced, your appreciation of the situation will not be perfect. And without appreciating the situation perfectly, you cannot decide correctly. Therefore, one way he says, Brahmati vache me manaha, and other way he decides that I don't want to fight the war. So this is the decision of a person who has confessed that he is confused. A confused person is not qualified for taking a decision. Therefore, what is most important is we have to understand the whole situation. In Taittiriya Upanishad, this thought is presented in a very beautiful manner. There it is said, if you are confused regarding the decision and regarding your duty, two things, decision and duty, if you are confused, so you cannot go and open the scriptures and start studying at that moment. Then what is to be done? So there it is said, Atha jadite karma vichikitsavasyan, vrutta vichikitsavasyan, ye tatra brahmanaha sammarshinaha, yukta ayuktaha, anuksha dharma kamasyuhu, yathate tatra varteranna, tatha tatra vartethaha. If you have confusion, doubt regarding your own decision and the duty, go to a wise man where you are staying. Oh, the wise men are staying in Himalayas and now I am in Tinspokli, what should I do? No. Wise men are available everywhere, provided we are able to appreciate their wisdom. Now who are the wise men? Anuksha dharma kamasyo. Those who do not have anything to achieve in their life. They have complete attainment, fulfillment. As yesterday I told you, you go to a Mahatma, if he has got any project in his head, you go there, he will use you for that project. He will not think good about you. Therefore, anuksha dharma kamasyu. Those who have nothing to achieve, those who have nothing to gain from us, those who are totally dispassionate, those who are established in the truth, and those who have compassion for every person visiting them, to such a Mahatma you go, and then ye tatha tatra varteranna, tatha tatra vartetha. In that situation, whatever suggestions they give you, obediently follow them. And you will come to a point that their decision, because it is born out of a composed mind and not a confused mind, will be able to help us come out of this chaotic situation. And therefore, we all have to be extremely alert. When we are interacting with the world, when we have to take a decision, when we have to take a particular course of action in our life, always be alert. What is the quality of your mind before you employ that mind for the function of taking a decision? There was a husband and a wife. These examples are homely, therefore I say. Husband and a wife. Now, the husband took the, what you call that, plow, and he started plowing. And he shouted, oh, these people put such useless blades, I just purchased a new one, and I can't even shave. So the wife is opposition party in every house. So the opposition immediately stood. When the spouse says something, spouse has to deny. So the spouse immediately, objection. The same blade just now I have used for paring the pencil of your son. And then I fixed it over there. And you say it can't use. So, our mind. He is not good or capable of deciding anything because assessment is not correct. And with such a mind, when you decide the course of your life, you are responsible for the chaotic condition of your life, nobody else. Those who blame others, they are wrong in the first place, they are wrong in the last. So, Arjuna has first confessed, I am confused, and then he takes the decision. And after having taken the decision, now he wants a certificate of okay from Bhagwan Sri Krishna. Why he wants a certificate? Afterwards, because this is not the end of life, afterwards, when something goes correct, see, I told you, something goes wrong, you should have corrected me. See, we are always there. When something is right, I is the factor. When something is wrong, you is the factor. And this is how every intelligent fool works in this world. Our intelligence is employed for this foolish kind of approach in life. So Arjuna wanted a certificate. Yes, you are a great, dispassionate, peace-loving person. What peace? You know, the language of peace sounds good. With those who have the ability and faculty to fight out, not otherwise. And so he wanted an appreciation. Padma Vibhushan. He who has withdrawn from the battlefield, where it was a deciding match, and which was going to determine the future of our country. That time, such a great warrior that Arjuna was, had withdrawn like a coward. When this kind of news will be flashed in the times of Bharatvarsha, that time it was not India. And then he will have somebody to blame. Okay, I am wrong. Are you not elder than me? Bhagwan Krishna was 3 years elder than Arjuna. When this war was fought, Arjuna was 86 and Bhagwan Sri Krishna was 89. And for us, at the age of, forget about 89, 49, if we have to climb the 5 floors of Prempuri, Hogai Puri. Now I cannot, just go away. So, Arjuna will always take this stand. You are elder than me, you should have corrected me. Yes, I am wrong. Is it not the same story which goes on in the houses? The children will not listen to the elders. And if something goes wrong, Mummy, but you knew, you should have corrected me. To blame others is the simplest method to get out of the situation. But by getting out of the situation, he is not improving the situation. We don't have to get out of the situation. We have to face the situation. The philosophy of Bhagavad Gita doesn't sanction and certify the cowardice and running away from the challenges of life. And what are the challenges? Don't imagine challenge means Bharatvarsha ka kya ho gaya? Spare the country. Challenge is, if you are a student, study beautifully, grow wise. If you are a housewife, keep your house in order. If you are a houseman, Swamiji, what is this houseman? VRS. VRS is called as houseman. All the time in the house. And constantly asking for things to be eaten. Chai ke liye bana, coffee. Ram. Is there something else or not? So whatever place you are, whatever you are supposed to do it perfectly, joyfully, happily, and discover the joy in performance, not after performance. If you take this philosophy to your heart, you will see Slowly, slowly your character will change, your abilities will change, and thereafter you will become an ideal for the whole world. You know, the tragedy was, Arjuna was a great point of ideal for the people of his time. If somebody wanted to become like whom? Like Arjuna. Like today's generation. They want to become like whom? I don't know the names of the latest cinema people. I am an old timer, I can give. I want to become like whom? Devanand. Those who run after Devanand, they suffer. Those who run after Anubhav Anand, they enjoy. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnahat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om.